Edwards with MiningIR, and we are here on the last day of the mining investment event in Quebec City. I'm joined by Keith Boyle, who is the CEO of Newfound Gold Corp, which trades on the TSX Venture under the symbol NFG, on the NYSE under NFGC. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So Keith, tell us a bit about your background as a mining engineer and what brought you to lead Newfound Gold.
Well, I've been in the business a number of decades, 40 years now, and I've worked from the high Arctic to the highlands of Papua New Guinea and Madagascar and a few other places. But most of my career has been in the Abitibi, Timmins, narrow vein gold, and so now that I've seen lots, done lots, I've been involved in 8 development projects. So this is number 9 for me.
Wow.
So when I was recruited, it was those qualities that I could bring to the project. And for me, reciprocal, it's quite exciting for me watching something grow and build and start up brand new. So for me, that's what got me here.
Absolutely. Can you provide us an overview of Newfound Gold Corp and the significance of the Queensway Project in Newfoundland?
So I'll back up. When it was founded, they accumulated a very large claims package that, to put it into perspective, takes up 2% of the island of Newfoundland. Or here in Quebec, if you were to take 20 kilometers and just put it either side of the highway that joins Val d'Or to Rouen, that's the size of the property package that we have. So it's quite big. And on it, we've got 2 large faults that are the plumbing system for the gold mineralization that we've discovered. And the type of orogenic gold deposits we've got, they're known around the world for being large systems, high-grade systems. And what was found there we announced a resource back in March, and 1.4 million in indicated, 600,000 in inferred ounces of gold. And that's the initial one. And it only really covers 4 kilometers of that whole 110 kilometer long property package. So we've got lots of great targets beyond just that resource that we're focused on. And so we'll be doing even more exploration now.
Okay. So Newfound Gold recently closed the first tranche of $56 million Canadian bought deal and a $20 million Canadian private placement backed by Eric Sprott. How will this capital support the next phase of exploration and development?
Well, we've got this resource, we announced the resource. We're completing a PEA, and that'll get done by the end of June this month. And so once we've got a PEA, it'll outline the kind of project that we'd like to develop. And so PEA, typically you've got then the next phase of study, which would be a feasibility study. We'd like to jump right to a feasibility study late next year. And in between, we're going to be doing all the work involved in terms of drilling, upgrading, infilling our resource, and doing all the engineering work necessary to then move to a feasibility study. And also exploration. We still want to follow up on those fantastic targets that we've got. And so by doing that, that's what the funding will be used for, is to get us to that next step.
Okay. So you've completed an initial mineral resource estimate and are targeting a preliminary economic assessment for the end of Q2 2025. What can investors expect from that report?
Well, in the report, we've taken the resource, which is announced, and so now the PEA should demonstrate potentially economic project. And with that, it'll outline the kind of project, the size of project that it will entail, the number of jobs it would create, kind of capital investment required. And so that's what's getting done now by the engineers to come out at the end of June.
With over 600,000 meters of drilling in multiple high-grade gold zones uncovered, what's next in terms of exploration strategy at Queensway?
Well, there's a 3-pronged strategy. So one is to, infill and extend the current resource within the resource footprint. We see gaps in it, and at depth, it's wide open. Underneath, the resource, which is mainly on surface, it's wide open at depth. So we're looking at doing a real comprehensive structural study that will let us better understand how the gold is placed. Second is to follow up on some targets that are, I'll say nearby, given the length of our project, but 11 kilometers away. We announced some results at a target called Dropkick, a discovery called Dropkick, which are in the tens of grams a ton intersections. And so that really is showing up as a fantastic target. So we're following up on targets we know, and then more target generation. We're doing more regional study to prioritize more targets.
Okay. What sets Newfound Gold apart from the other explorers in Tier 1 jurisdictions like Newfoundland?
I think what we've got is we can show that we've got a resource that's really robust. It's got a high-grade core. And when I say that, you can look at different cutoff grades. And if we were to raise our cutoff grade to, say, 2 grams a ton instead of the 0.3 grams a ton that we've got for open pit mining, what we see basically 3/4 of the ounces are in only 25% of the tons. And so that really allows a lot of flexibility and high margin ounces when we look at starting up a project. Not many other projects can say that. Typically they'll flex that cutoff grade and it'll go up a little bit, but it won't go up, multiples.
Right. If anybody wants to learn more about you guys or get in contact with you, how do they do that?
Or you got to get a hold of Fiona.
Yeah. How do we get a hold of Fiona?
Go to the website,
Okay.
newfoundgold.ca,
Okay.
and you'll get all the information you need there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.